AM 1220 KHTS. This is the Neighborhood Watch on your hometown station, Santa Clarita's only radio station. Streaming live on the web at hometownstation.com as well. Make sure you download the free KHTS app by going to your Google Play or your App Store. One of the main functions of this show is to talk about the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station and the way they do outreach in the Santa Clarita Valley. And one way they do that is with Coffee with the Captain. And, by the way, I'm here with Deputy Duxbury and Jessica Boyer. And Jessica Boyer from the KHTS News team. And the Coffee with the Captain is a cool thing that Santa Clarita Valley does. Captain Roosevelt goes out to each zone and has some coffee, and I think it's free coffee to the public, right?
Yes, it is.
So there you go, free drinks for the public. And you can go talk to obviously Captain Johnson. And this last go around was Duxbury. It was your zone.
It was my zone.
You were on the hot seat.
I was kind of on the hot seat.
Okay, so explain to me a little bit, like what is the point of this program and what you guys do while you're out there?
Captain Johnson is just very proactive when it comes to talking to the public and hearing what they have to say. So what he likes to do is set up these little events, Coffee with the Captain, in each zone where he picks a Starbucks or some coffee shop, and he'll sit there for a couple hours, and people are just free to come up and just talk to him openly about anything they like. We do have a couple gallons of just brewed coffee ready that you can have for free, so no, you can't go inside and order your frappy, wappy, whatever they are, drinks and get it for free. No, it's just basic coffee.
Okay. It's not lattes with the Captain.
No,
yeah,
I'm afraid
it's just
not.
coffee.
It's not lattes with the Captain. It's coffee with the Captain. But and I've just noticed that about Captain Johnson. He really enjoys talking to the public.
Which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I think that is a magical thing here in the Santa Clarita Valley because, you don't see that a lot, and so that's a very good thing to have in the community. So, you are over Stevenson Ranch. When people go up, what is one of the main concerns for people at these events?
I wasn't eavesdropping on the captain too much, but I did notice a lot of people asking about traffic.
Okay.
Our city is just keeps growing. And,
you know what? I noticed that not too long ago. Because I live in Canyon Country, and it used to take me 10 minutes to get from Canyon Country to the Westfield Valencia Town Center. And now it takes much longer than that. Yeah.
And school's going to be starting soon, and those roads are going to get clogged up a lot more.
Yeah.
Traffic is definitely an issue in our
it's
city.
It's kind of not your issue. Sort of. It's kind of a city thing, but what do you guys do? What do you guys say in that situation? Like, what is your answer? Like, you guys do your best you can, but there's only so much you guys can do.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that really is echelons above me, so I don't want to comment on something like that too much. I do get complaints about traffic, and the most I can really do is agree with them. But really, for I've always advised people that try going to one of the town hall meetings and bringing up your concerns and let them. Hear about it and see what they can do. So.
Yeah, and that's the reason we have that and maybe people don't know about town hall meetings or city hall meetings or stuff like that. So that's another great reason that Santa Clarita, the Coffee with the Captain, is such a great thing. Another event that happens throughout the summer here in the Santa Clarita Valley is the Concerts in the Park. And the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station, they're participating this year, right, Jessica? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, and CHP as well. They're going to have displays and safety information. Starting around 5 o'clock, I heard that they might be there around 4 o'clock, but definitely starting at 5 o'clock. Right before Concerts in the Park. Concert starts at 7 o'clock. And it's a great way to talk to deputies and get some safety information and just get information in general. And even if you want to talk to them, it's another way that you can talk about traffic or tell them what your problems are. Just
another one of those Coffee with the Captain type of things that the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station does. So talk to me a little bit about why is it so important to be doing Coffee with the Captain and having a kiosk at Concerts in the Park, at Home and Garden Show, you guys are there as well. Like, why is it so important, do you think,
it puts us in touch with the public. We can actually talk to them face to face and find out what some of their concerns are. If we only address the concerns of the crimes that we actually go to, we really wouldn't be able to address anything else. The crimes, when we respond to crimes, they've happened. But if people can talk to us about concerns they have, we see suspicious people here a lot, or the street's kind of dark at night, is there something we can do to light it up, things like that. That alerts us, and we can get out there and prevent things.
And so you guys crime prevention is a main thing of you guys.
And
you don't want to have to respond, you react to a crime. It'd be much better to prevent it.
And the other thing too is, this is a great city for raising kids. We want to see that they have the best chance in life that they have. The way we can better do that is with drug awareness, with great youth groups to keep these kids from getting in trouble, keep them busy, keep them occupied. We've talked last week about the VITA program and the Explorer program, and we're currently working on some new drug awareness programs, all kinds of great stuff. So, protect the youth, you got a better future.
Awesome. And we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later, actually. But coming up next, we're going to talk drones. That's like toys, but apparently there's laws about these things.
Yeah.
You can't just fly them anywhere, and we're going to talk about that next. Deputy Duxbury, Jessica Boyer, myself, Kyle Jennings, on the Neighborhood Watch on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, brought to you by All American Bail Bonds. AM 1220 KHTS, this is Neighborhood Watch on your hometown station, streaming live at hometownstation.com on the free KHTS app as well. Neighborhood Watch is presented by All American Bail Bonds. Myself, Kyle Jennings, Deputy Duxbury, KHTS News Team Lead, Jessica Boyer, also with us on AM 1220 KHTS. Now, it's summertime. People are hanging out in parks all the time, having a grand old time. And one thing that I just learned you cannot do is play with toys. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how it goes. But the drones, which I just went to a wedding just this last weekend, and there was a drone taking aerial photos of the wedding. Like just after the ceremony, people were at the cocktail hour or whatever it's called, and they were taking pictures with the drone. Was that illegal, what they were doing? Now, but there are things you need to understand about drones. Maybe let's start with what is considered a drone.
Yeah, well,
let's start with that.
We're not talking about the drones I saw in Iraq that were dropping missiles through people's doors, okay?
Which are also illegal in Santa Clarita parks.
Yes, they are. But basically, as far as the FAA is concerned, a drone is basically described or defined as any 4-propeller or more aircraft with the GPS. Okay, so that's what the FAA defines as a drone, and you can actually buy these at a local hobby store. They range anywhere from about $400 all the way up to thousands of dollars, depending on what you want to invest in.
Okay.
But so these little plastic 4-propeller quadcopters, I've also heard them called. They're basically just that. They fly. You can use the control to move them around and whatever. You can mount cameras to them. And this is where the concerns are starting to come in. A lot of people are complaining about invasion of privacy issues and things like that.
I could see that. So what's the issue though at because at parks you're not allowed to use them, right?
Okay. Well, the city of Santa Clarita, any park within the city of Santa Clarita, they've actually come up with a municipal code, and if you need to know this, it's 14.06.210E, and that basically says that all radio control type vehicles are not allowed in Santa Clarita parks. That's boats, cars, planes, helicopters, anything like that. And mostly, the reason they did it was mostly for safety issues. Yeah. And the article describes another thing that's not allowed at Santa Clarita parks: golf. You're not allowed to hit golf balls at a park because you could hurt somebody. Yeah. When you're at a park, you're expecting, you see a soccer game, you're expecting soccer balls, baseball game, you're expecting baseballs. But most people walking around a park are not expecting a helicopter.
Or a golf ball coming towards your head.
Or a radio control car or something like that. Okay. So it's a safety issue. It's to keep people safe.
And so what are some of maybe some safety precautions that people can take when they're not at the park, but when they're wherever they are using these things?
Yeah, well, there actually is an air park up in Castaic Lake where you can go legally fly anything.
Nice.
So the FAA, even though these things, it's all in its infancy right now because these are fairly new. So the laws and stuff that they're trying to make to cover these things is all very new. But the FAA,
and there's probably things to consider that they're not even thinking about yet.
Yeah, there's
and
a
so
lot.
there's all of that stuff to worry about when it comes to this new technology.
Yeah. So, but basically, the FAA just gave some very basic safety tips. First of all, what you have to understand is everywhere when it comes to radio control hobbies, there is a 400-foot ceiling. You're not allowed to fly anything over 400 feet anywhere in the country, okay? You should keep the aircraft within visual sight at all times. Remain clear and do not interfere with manned aircraft operations.
Yep,
okay?
I
So
would hope that.
Don't
yeah.
fly over the airport. As a matter of fact, and on that note, don't fly within 5 miles of an airport.
Yeah.
And if you are, then you have to give notice to the airport that you're going to be flying. You're not allowed to fly anything that weighs over 55 pounds.
Okay.
And don't be careless or reckless with your unmanned aircraft.
Yeah,
So-
and yeah, that's probably a gray area. What is considered careless and reckless? Maybe just lifting it off the ground is careless and reckless.
You could be fined too if
Yeah.
you break some of these laws.
Now, and let's give a good example of this. Now, first of all, the FAA also says that drones for hobby recreational use only is fine. You can do that. If you're going to use it for any commercial type activity, you have to get an FAA permit. So that's even a landscaper who wants to fly above a house to get a better scope of what he wants to do, he would need a permit.
Really?
Media are using these things to fly over,
Okay, so this seems like something that's going to cause issues with you.
and it already has.
I was going to say, because people mounting a camera on that and there's caution tape, they just fly right over it.
I've already talked to CHP having problems with, they were doing a fatal traffic accident investigation, a
heavens.
drone flew over, and here's the big one. During the lake fire, which happened just a couple months ago, somebody flew a drone over the fire, getting shots of the fire. They had to shut down all their air support, because if one of
Because
these
of that.
drones gets sucked into an engine, it's going to wreck a plane. If it hits a helicopter windshield, I don't know what people think, but I've been in a lot of helicopters in my military days. Those windshields are plexiglass. Okay,
Yeah.
things will go right through them. Birds go through them.
Yeah.
So a drone's going to wreck it. And in this case, they had to ground all their aerial firefighting equipment, and as a result, 3.5 extra additional miles of wildlife was burned.
Yeah, that's not
in
acres,
one
that's
night.
miles.
Miles.
Yeah.
And that's just because one fool, I'm going to say it like it is, decided to fly a drone over this site where they were doing their water drops. So, it's significant.
Yeah. So that's an issue that you guys have to deal with moving forward, I'm sure.
Yeah, and on that note, if we got time, we'd talk a little bit about a man in Kentucky. He was a little upset about a drone flying around his neighborhood.
Okay.
So he shot it out of the sky with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Don't do that.
His argument was that it was an invasion of privacy. However, he was arrested for malicious conduct, probably for discharging a firearm within city limits. So that's going to be an issue he's going to have to fight. And the owner of the drone is claiming that his drone cost $1,800. So it should be an interesting
So don't do that. If you
case.
see
I
it,
think I'll be following that one.
but you guys can help though if somebody is, because let's be real. Okay, I was a teenager, and if I would have had this, I'd be flying it all over the place. If somebody does fly it into your backyard or something like that, we can notify you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
that is an invasion of privacy.
It is, and it's annoying. I mean, these drones are actually pretty noisy.
Yeah.
I mean, they sound like a beehive when they're going, and
Yeah.
they make a lot of noise. So, yeah, they are kind of annoying to have flying over your house.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is the Neighborhood Watch on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, brought to you by All American Bail Bonds.